The Republic of the Gambia says the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica and the government of the Gambia have decided to establish diplomatic relations with effect from 26 July 2012. A media dispatch from the Foreign Affairs Ministry posits that the move is guided by the desire to develop and strengthen relations of friendship and mutually beneficial cooperation between the two states. The government of the Commonwealth of Dominica and the government of the Gambia, the release says, are fully convinced that establishing diplomatic relations corresponds to the wishes of both states. We now take our first break. We'll be right back.
There are many property companies out there, so making a choice can sometimes be difficult. This is why you should rely on a professional and experienced player in the market. Universal Properties. Universal Properties are one of the oldest and the most reliable property company in the Gambia. Universal Properties, we have 3 great locations to offer: Lamin, Brufut, and also on the Sukuta Airport Highway. In Lamin, we have 25 by 20 with inner roads, electricity, water, and some residents are already in place. We are greatly located in Brufut and very well accessible. The place you would want to build your dream home. Universal Properties. And in Sukuta Airport Highway, you can have easy access to the airport, roads, and all amenities. We are located on number 2 Carava Avenue FIB House on the 2nd floor. Call us on 788-8888, 618-8888, or 996-5204, or www.universalproperties.org. Universal Properties. In God we trust. In God we trust.
Welcome back. The decision by Rwanda to withdraw 280 soldiers from Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo has added to existing tensions between Kigali and Kinshasa. The DRC says the withdrawal by Rwanda is being used to disguise the smuggling of troops out of the country who are helping M23 rebels. Meanwhile, the state of affairs has prompted the Congolese opposition to hit out at President Joseph Kabila. We have more in the CFI report.
His decision to withdraw 280 soldiers from territories in eastern Congo has exacerbated tensions between the two countries. Kinshasa accuses Rwanda of lying about its motives.
When should we believe what Kigali says? When, along with the international community, it accuses us of supporting FDLR forces, which you've heard before. Or when it tries to rouse Congolese public opinion, as they tried to do yesterday, against the government, by suggesting that a secret agreement exists authorizing the presence of Rwandan troops in the DRC after Rwanda attacked our country?
The Democratic Republic of Congo's government signed up to an agreement between the two countries and in 2008 launched a joint operation to clear FDLR Hutu forces out of the country's eastern regions. 4 years later, the DRC says Rwanda's withdrawal is being used to disguise the smuggling of troops out of the country who were in fact helping M23 rebels, a rebellion backed by Kigali who controls part of the region. The Congolese opposition seized the opportunity to attack their head of state.
Details of this agreement must be made available to those elected by the people. We've not been properly informed of the agreement, despite the fact that it concerns the surveillance of our borders. We cannot run a republic like this.
Around 20 opposition parties are citing Articles 165 and 166 of the Constitution, calling for a parliamentary congress that would put President Kabila before the courts and try him for treason.
Syria's bustling commercial city of Aleppo is now a war zone. The fight to keep control of the city is intensifying. Activists say nearly 260 people died on Wednesday. Reports also emerged of the death of 54 people across the country. All this week, CNN's Nick Baton-Walls has been taking us inside the battleground city of Aleppo, where he follows a rebel unit as they fight block to block.
The new dead lie next to the old. Aleppo's old city, thousands of years in the making, but torn apart fast.
We're with
rebel forces as they push into vital terrain in the fight for Syria's commercial capital towards a key police station. They mass in number and surge forwards. Chaos, but also bravery. They move to retrieve an injured rebel at the very front. Somehow, the superior regime firepower lets them escape with their wounded. When we rejoin them a few days later, they have fallen back the 100 feet they gained. Civilians in uniform, they're taking pot shots at nothing in particular, goading their enemy with revolutionary song, even offering them a number to call if they want to defect. But they can't advance again. It's not just the regime's bomber jets that hold them back. Up on the roof, we see how snipers, deadly accurate here, can freeze the front lines.
In this historic part of the city, the rebels are trying to inch forward, but so often pushed back by government forces, in this case held back by a government sniper positioned in the buildings opposite us.
Even from the rebel sniper positions, the regime is close but well dug in. Abdul Wahib was a conscript years ago, but is now an electrician. A sniper is shooting at them, and he moves across the road to take him out. But his discipline and marksmanship is the exception. He thinks he got him. It's the older men here who are in charge. Hakim, a local commander, briefly visits and tells me his brigade has given up on outside help from the west. This is our final word, he says. We don't want any help from anybody. We're no longer waiting, and we have the means to topple the regime. He outlines a plan to the men. Shortly afterwards, this bus appears. One rebel tells us they plan to fill it with explosives, then tie a prisoner's hands to the wheel and force him to die driving the bus bomb at the regime. But even though we saw the brigade take prisoners earlier, that doesn't happen here, and the bus leaves.
We now take a look at the weather report, courtesy of the Central Forecast Office.
Everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Hello there, wonderful viewers. Welcome to the weather segment. We begin with the summary. We experience a cloudy atmosphere across the country with rain and thunderstorm over most places. Figures recorded are as follows. Unum recorded the highest with 91.7 millimeters, Banjul 48.5 millimeters, Genoa recorded 37.9, Janjambure 30.1 millimeters, Kerawan 25.5, Bassa recorded 22.1, Sapo 22 millimeters, Kawu recorded 16.5, and Futoto recorded the least with 11.6 millimeters. We now take a look at the satellite image indicating the presence of thunder clouds over Gulf of Guinea states, the central and the eastern part. There is also a cell over Mauritania-Mali border moving westwards, which will persist in the next 24 hours. For the forecast tonight, we'll be expecting rain and thunderstorm to prevail over the entire